Alright, I got too political in my last one, and I don't fucking live in Europe, so I don't really want to talk about European politics. The thing I do want to talk about though is this fucking petition. Because I decided to join the Stop Killing Games Discord, and of course, being gamers, these people we're not really talking best and brightest here. So I started referencing the videos Ross had made on Stop Killing Games, and sorry that this is another Stop Killing Games video, but there's actually important shit to talk about that will fucking affect us later, even if we don't play video games, because this legislature is what goes into the EU, and this is how they fucking do their political system, and it is like absolutely retarded. So, if you live in a civilized country, as in not Europe, what you'll find is you write to your fucking congressman when you need legislation passed, or you lobby. You do something fucking normal. In Europe, what they do is they build a fucking website. They tell you you need to get 1 million signatures from every single European country. Not It's 1 million total, but you need to pass a threshold in fucking Hungary and Luxembourg and Malta, wherever the fuck you are, and you need to get 1 million total signatures before we will consider your legislation. So of course I mentioned that on the Stop Killing Games Discord, and one person says, "Where did you get that information from?" I said, "That's what fucking Ross said in his video." Like, what the fuck? He said the European Union will not consider this unless all of these signatures are valid, and you get 1 million signatures. I'm like, that's a shit way to do fucking politics. I hope that isn't what they're doing. But it really does seem to be the case, as they put out a fucking petition, which of course is buggy software, because of course it's fucking government software, it's going to be garbage. And they gatekeep it. And so they said, "What do you mean gatekeeping?" I said, well, okay, here's the thing, is Ross also said that this was the number two issue in the entire European Union, besides like actual social issues that affect people, besides just gamers. And personally, I kind of sympathize with not only the European Union, but game publishers. They probably hate Ross's guts right now. Because this is going to be a huge mess of regulation, and it's not going to go anywhere close to the way you think it's going to go. Things are going to be, he's already mentioned this in his video, but basically when it actually goes into regulation, the EU is known to far overstep their boundaries, and that's kind of what Pirate Software was trying to say. Like, don't like the guy, obviously he was lying about everything. But he did have one point, which was that the European Union will very much overstep their boundaries, and they will fuck everybody over in the process, because that's what they fucking do. I mean, like, okay, I'm not gonna get too much into politics, but basically, if I were to make a meme right now, if I were to like make a thumbnail for this video, it would be, look, we have USB-C on the iPhone, and meanwhile they live in a fucking like dystopian hellscape. Because that's just the way things go. You always, like, GDPR was the same fucking way. Don't get me started on GDPR, but basically it started off as a good consumer protection idea, and then it expanded to include all this other shit, and it got really messy really fast. Same thing with their antitrust stuff. I decided to download, because people kept recommending I download Windows 11 Education N. And N stands for the European Union Edition, where they have antitrust or anti-competitive regulation, where they will make you not ship certain software that can be replaced with a competitor software. The problem was, again, remember this being super overreaching, they decided to block the Microsoft Media backend, which is used to run things like Windows Media Player. But it's also used if you have an Oculus VR headset. You need that media backend in order to run your fucking hardware. So you have to install it anyways in a lot of cases, and there is no competition. It is a Microsoft product that exclusively is the backend for Windows. It made no fucking sense for them to regulate against that. But that's kind of what you get when you decide to let government into things, is you end up fucking everything up in the process because they can't keep their fucking dick in their pants. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I do sadly think I'm going to become a contrarian and say that the Stop Killing Games initiative probably won't go the way everybody thinks is gonna go. And I would kind of rather they just drop it, honestly, like realistically, because I am very scared. of where it's going to go. And although I don't really play video games, so I don't really give a shit. I mean, like, the game I play is gonna shut down eventually, and I'm not gonna give a fucking care in the world, you know? Uh, but yeah, this whole petition thing, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about is petitions are just kind of a shit solution. It's a bad idea. It doesn't accurately gauge support for an issue. You have to get people to go out of their way and sign a petition. There's going to be a lot of spoof signings on the petition. You got to have protections against that, and it looks like their fucking solution is to like call Interpol and have people sent to prison for some reason. Like, holy shit, man, what the fuck is your problem? So, if you are a politician looking at what the EU is doing right now, take notes and just fucking say, okay, we're not doing this fucking petition thing. This is a horrible idea. Because you're looking at it right now. You know, I'm like, look, if you got 1 million signatures, I don't care where the fuck they came from, that's your support. That's your supporter base. It doesn't matter if it's a fucking botnet. That if you open up a public petition and you want people to sign shit, that's what you get. You know? You don't have like a fucking voter ID for any of this shit. Not that you should, but that was the excuse was they want to make it low barrier to entry, but then they want to have the ability to invalidate everything at the end of it. So like get fucked, you know, this is all your fault. This is your fault for using a fucking public petition to gatekeep legislation. Because that's what it is. This is literally gatekeeping because they know this is a significant issue. They know it has support. They know, based on this petition, that it is well exceeded what they should be asking for. So, but they still say they have the right to invalidate it if they want, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, you didn't get enough fucking, you didn't pass the dungeon master's test of getting 1 million signatures, so fuck you," you know. That's kind of where we're at right now. I don't think it's a good solution. I don't think it's a proper way to do legislature, and I think it's just going to lead to horrific outcomes for everybody. You know, so I don't want that being the way that we deal with legislation because eventually it's going to come back to bite us and we are going to get fucked in the ass. Oh, sorry. It's going to come back to bite us, and we are going to get fucked in the ass. Oh, sorry. It's going to come back to bite us, and we are going to get fucked in the ass.